Hello, good evening. I hope that you are enjoying a good time. It's a pleasure, of course, to meet you again in this video. And of course, we are gonna just practice getting fluency, getting fluent by coaching yourself. As I started this series in my last videos, and it is a personal experience which I'm trying to share with you. I'm trying to get fluent by coaching myself every day, doing something different and sharing it with my friends in order to see how I am getting along with this experience and see if I'm doing well for improving my fluency and getting fluent when I'm speaking English. Of course, I judge every video. After filming the video, I just play the video, rewind it again and again and again, and see the mistakes and the miswords, the mispronounced words, and try to fix this in my coming videos. Today, absolutely, I'm honored to be with you in this video. I'm just going to be about just that, that I'm not planning. Just never plan my videos. I do it spontaneously. I do it without planning, because if you try to plan your speech, that means your mind, your subconscious mind is arranging the ideas and you are just preparing yourself to speak. And this never happens in real life, because you come across someone who speaks English and you need to get in touch with him. That means you are not prepared to get in touch with people. So you have to be spontaneous and fluent without thinking of the words you are going to use when you communicate with others or when you get touch with others. I think one of the greatest challenges I face when I'm trying to get fluent by coaching myself, that I'm not familiar to use the words and the vocabulary which I possess. I assure you that I have a huge vocabulary, but this vocabulary is not useful sometimes because you cannot use the words always, or just when you are starting speech, you will feel something that the words are escaping from you. You don't remember the words, you cannot recall the words. This is a very challenging spot, and you have to concentrate on this spot. How you can gonna get used to using your vocabulary, how the usefulness of your vocabulary is important. Just when I'm learning words and I don't use them, then what is the benefit of this? I don't think it is normal to learn words and just put them on the shelf and you don't use the words. So I'm trying to practice the words. Sometimes you feel that I'm intentionally using words which is not needed to be used here, but I'm trying to do that in order to get fluent and to use words and make them flow out of my mouth spontaneously and without thinking of these words. I'm sorry to make this long preface or this introduction for my video, but I think it's important to share my feelings and my ideas with you when I'm trying to make a video. Really, I decided today to discuss something which is right now flooded, which is spread all over the media. When you open your Facebook, for example, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, just you will see that there are news all over the world about COVID-19, coronavirus. Yeah, it's just hard time for all of us. We have been for a year and more than a year suffering, locked down. Our freedom is restricted by the measures, and we cannot go on the streets without wearing masks, and we cannot shake hands, we cannot hug each other, we cannot make family gatherings. The flavor of life is faded away, and just we get to feel desperate and depressed and frustrated. And even the studies showed in some countries that people are more hospitalized for the side effects of lockdowns, and because they are feeling depressed, they are feeling frustrated. And in other countries, you may see that the number of suicide is shooting high. Yes, this is something which is so sad, and I hope that we will get over soon over this, and we will regain again our freedom and our life. Even the economy is totally influenced by this pandemic, and we all know that the economy all over the world, economic situations are getting worse and worse every day because of the lockdowns, and you know that everything is influenced by this vicious virus. But we hope that it's going to be vanished in the coming months. And one of the most inspiring stories right now, which we think that these stories making our days in the current situations, that there are vaccines all over the world, and people are getting vaccinated against coronavirus. Now we have Pfizer and we have AstraZeneca, Johnson and Johnson, and many other vaccines for coronavirus. These vaccines prove to be efficient and effective to protect us against corona, getting the infection. And we are really happy to hear this news. Nonetheless, many of us right now feel afraid sometimes to get vaccinated because we are involved in the media, and we read many news, and we listen to many theories about the vaccines and the conspiracies, and how the vaccine is going to affect you, how the vaccine is going to make side effects to you. Some people say that vaccines may kill you. Some people say that vaccines will do so, and this is not correct. Based on the scientific effects, vaccines are safe, and they are doing well in protecting people. And just we see around us the experiences all over the world. Those who are vaccinated are protected totally against coronavirus or the COVID-19. Of course, sometimes we hear that if you are vaccinated, you may catch the infection and you will be sick of COVID-19 or coronavirus, although you have vaccinated. So what is the use of the vaccine since I'm going to get or to catch the infection? I think that it is proved scientifically that getting the vaccine will help you to avoid catching the infection, and if not, at least it will make it very mild if you catch the disease. So it's better to get vaccinated and never be hesitant to make yourself vaccinated if you get the chance. And I think that you are the luckiest one if you get vaccine, because this will make you free, will make you safe, and you may just get along with your life without being afraid of having severe symptoms if you catch the virus. This is very important and very crucial if we want to regain, if we want to just once again get our freedom, and if we want to live normally, if we want to have back our own lives as usual, we have to get vaccine. This is very important. Of course, I will share with you some of the knowledge, scientific knowledge, which I'm just reciting now for you about the vaccination, and I give you background about vaccination, how it is important to us to be vaccinated. But before I do this, I will just share with you this piece of information and the background about the vaccination of the virus or coronavirus. Vaccination, of course, is crucial to limit the pandemic. If you want to limit the pandemic or to limit the pandemic spread, we have to be vaccinated. Therefore, besides the development and supply of vaccines, it's essential that sufficient individuals are willing to get vaccinated. But concerning proportions of populations worldwide vaccine hesitancy, this makes it important to determine factors that are associated with vaccine acceptance. This is very crucial and very important. In fact, 179 adults of non-property conveyance in Germany were assessed with an online survey in cross-sectional survey period from 1st of June to 11th of June 2021. A few days after that, the beginning of the vaccination in Germany, the results were as follows. 64.5% of the sample stated that they absolutely would accept vaccination. 13.8 would rather accept it. 10.4 were undecided, and 5.2 would rather not, and 6.0 absolutely not get vaccinated against COVID-19. Related anxiety and fears of infection and health-related consequences correlated significantly, positively, with vaccine acceptance. In contrast, social and economic fears showed significant negative associations with vaccine willingness. The broader constructs of unspecific anxiety and depressive symptoms were significantly associated with vaccine acceptance. Vaccine acceptance different between users, non-users of social media, and official websites to gain information about the pandemic. Anyway, this is maybe the piece of information which I'm willing to share with you. There is maybe some people feel that they are afraid to get vaccinated, but the majority of us are willing to get vaccine. And this is one of the happiest news you can hear, that the majority of us willing to get vaccine. And even those who are afraid to get vaccine, now they are thinking it's better to get vaccinated because it makes sense to get vaccinated and to mitigate the consequences of this virus. If you catch it, I think it's very important to get vaccinated against corona, and we need to spread this through the media and teach people that vaccine is going to protect them. It's very important for us all to be safe and live safe in this world. Getting vaccines will make this world better for us all. We can live, we can travel, we can communicate, we can just hang around, we can make friends, we can go to family visitations, and we can do the things as usual we used to do. We are getting our life back. This is very important. But if we just stayed and stick to the fears of not getting a vaccine and staying at home, just waiting this virus to vanish, maybe it will not vanish at all. So we have to get vaccinated, and we have to be obedient, totally obedient to the restrictions and what our government says. The Ministry of Health in every country should be obeyed, and all the restrictions should be taken into account because they are doing for the good of people. They are not against you. They are doing things for our good. So we have to be more obedient. We have to stick to the restrictions, and we have to be more responsible about our behavior. Just right now we see some people they are not wearing the mask. They are saying that nothing is going to happen to me because this virus is just like influenza. It will not influence me, it will not affect me, it will not impact my health. I'm still young and healthy, and my immunity is 100%. If I catch the virus, I'm going to get just rid of it in no time. This is not right. Right now, even the child, maybe from 13 years to 14, 15 years, are catching the virus all over the world. And we have many examples of people who just used not to obey the restrictions of their governments, how this virus is spread in their country, and how the death toll is shooting high. And you can see that we hear on the news that there are 30,000 deaths every single day, and which is so sad to hear that toll of death. It's very sad, but we are partners. We are partners here. Just I say that we are partners. Not the government only is responsible to protect us, but we share this responsibility, and we have to be responsible and liable for what we are doing. So we cannot say that the government is responsible about it and they will protect us. How they protect us while we are not sticking to the restrictions? This is not, of course, it's not going to be well, and it will not work out and doesn't make sense. So we have to stick to the restrictions. This is very important. I think that I shared my knowledge with you today, and what I'm going to say to you right now, that just to be safe, please get vaccinated and don't be afraid of this vaccine, because vaccines just will protect us and nothing else. I don't want to be more boring for you today, so I will conclude with saying that getting fluency needs courage, needs determination, needs to be insistent to do your coding every day. Until see you again in the next video, I wish you good time, stay safe, and get vaccinated, and goodbye.